And then instantly Griffin's like, oh yeah, Pantheon strong. And he has all these Pantheon games. And he has had quite a few very strong Pantheon games as well for Griffin. So definitely a fun one here. Meanwhile, Griffin here was just working away on Dragon. So XU shows top. XU uses the flash here in the attempted gank, and that just means objective for FlyQuest area of the map where you know you got invaded on, like the early XU path that you're talking about. Then make an effort.
They're going to go in. The Grand Starfall comes in, and the ward was not enough. First blood.
You know, Melee carries ahead on this FlyQuest comp. They're going to have so many weapons to use when we get to the mid-game fights.
I think it's actually a really good Serpents game for Gakkos when you're thinking about Scrap Shield. You have, Masu going to shift right into that, gets stunned up. He does not have cleanse. The peel's coming through. The barrier's there. The Grand Starfall, the Tibbers, everything getting thrown on XU. And XU barely has the damage to finish off Masu, but will be traded back. And now Palafox coming in. He goes across the veil. He's going to go between worlds as well. Looking to turn around on him is FlyQuest. They're trying to focus down Palafox, but they can't quite do it. Griffin has to flash out. FBI flashes over the wall, looking to try to finish him off, but Griffin is fighting. Palafox comes in to back him up. The Lulu shields are there. They can't knock down FBI, but Gakkos on the top side. Flash back from Photon is not enough to keep him safe. Started before that scrap, but of course pulled off once the fight broke out.
Yeah, so the timer on the Dragon stacking is still going to be delayed because of all the fighting that went on.
This is the power rankings in the middle, the initial power rankings from the LCS broadcast, so they're going to look for a pick here onto Cryogen. He is going to get knocked up, CC down. That should be an easy kill. But this with their opponents, you know.
Cryogen killed the pink ward finally that we were talking about for quite a long time. So they see him clear that one, and Ezreal's pretty hard to hit, even though that was actually his successful arrow.
Yep, exactly. And now Tibbers going to get dropped again onto Photon, and this time Griffin is here. Photon could be in some trouble. Teleport coming up, but Dignitas is ready to respond. The Ambessa is going to be TPing in the middle of the team, and so is TP on the top side. Is Palafox getting chunked down. Cryogen arrives. Photon's going back to base. XU is in a world of trouble. Has to flash away from the Encore, but going to get stunned up and knocked down. Gakkos gets another, and he wants more. Griffin flashes forward. Palafox goes between worlds as Gakkos flashes past the tower. Masu has arrived, and FlyQuest are still chasing them, but FBI is arriving on the scene here. Masu and Griffin should be able to walk this one out. Ignar trying to stop Gakkos. He is able to stop the base. Gakkos has to run because the teleport is coming back in here from Photon. Mid lane, that is a healthy tower, but instead they're going to turn towards the Dragon here as FlyQuest is trying to go for their third Dragon. XU going to be heading into the middle of the team. The Ash Arrow is going to go splitting the uprates, and on the side, Palafox gets caught, and Palafox gets killed by Quad. The Dragon is taken by FlyQuest, and the fight looks to be going their way, but FBI trying to turn things around. Gets Gakkos low. FlyQuest, though, not done yet. Masu shifts forward. That was way too aggressive. Has to pop the barrier, has to pop the flash. FlyQuest should just leave there low on health. They got the Dragon.
Left. It was a long Rift Arrow drive down to
Masu face-checking XU, but will shift back over the wall. Flag drag does not connect, but the Cataclysm indeed will, and this time the arrow nailed again onto Masu.
No sums.
Keeps firing by Quad. Maybe Masu's the target.
Yep. Quad's a little bit harder to pin down. Masu, wait, is he though?
Uh-oh. Quad looking to try to get out of here. Palafox goes between worlds. In comes Griffin trying to back up Quad. Quad tries to run over the wall, but does get killed off there by Palafox, who now has the reset on the other side. Gakkos is just pushing down bot lane. Photon's got to get over there and try to respond because you don't want to be giving over that. Maybe try to start something. They were grouped very heavily trying to fight for a vision. Masu forced to shift back over the wall, and the arrow comes out. Nicely buffered there by Griffin, but the equalizers drop behind him. He has to flash out. In comes Palafox. The Encore across multiple members, but in the backline is XU knocking down Cryogen. Quad is on the side, getting one back. Gakkos kills off one, and all of a sudden the wheels fall off for Dignitas. XU still alive, as is Palafox, but that is 3 kills for just the Seraphine, and XU might just get chased down. Quad gonna stun him up. Masu coming in on the side, and Gakkos looking to flank in behind him. I don't know if XU has any way out of this. He will be knocked down by FlyQuest. Feels that he has to try for it though. Throws out the twofold Hex, looking to get some damage down, but is stunned up there by Quad. In comes the True Shot Barrage. Palafox put incredibly low, and that is going to be the end of any shot to contest. FlyQuest without Smite claim the Baron here.
Chase down a small line like that, so Palafox is trying to flank again. Last time he was on that bottom side Dragon flank, though, he just got blown up. This time, it is Gakkos that is marking that side.
Well, the Ash Arrow did connect there in onto Cryogen. Cryogen is just going to be able to walk it out, and that's the equalizer down as well. not a good trade for Dig, as most of that was just absorbed, and Palafox has to flash away there from Gatgos, who's pushing him out, and now Gatgos can go for the flank. They could actually look for a fight here on the other side if they want, but for now, their eyes are on the Dragon. It looks like Dignitas has made the tough call to just give up the soul.
FlyQuest with another big dub. The attempts at the flanks on the bottom side here for Palafox getting rebuffed again. This time by Gatgos, so he can just go into his split push again too. And honestly, he's not under a tremendous amount of threat at all. Either solo laner he can deal with very easily. He has his Hex Drinker still, but he's also so far ahead and so rich. He's going to take multiple members. So 4-1 split push, very easy for them. XU is looking for some sort of flank here, but even if they got that, he might just be dying.
Oh, Palafox tried to go forward. Insta McHale's from Ignar is not enough to save him, and Gatgos in the back line looking for the Ashe. The Encore connects, and FBI has sang his final song, knocked down by FlyQuest, as Palafox just kind of wandered through the team there. Didn't even look like he was going for damage. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a little bit of mispathing, but FlyQuest, I think they're going to claim the game right off that.
It's looking good. Gatgos leading the charge here for FlyQuest in game number 1.
FlyQuest marching on the Nexus here. It's Photon and XU trying to make something happen. The Cataclysm comes out, but just going to donate another kill to Gatgos. 5-0-4 on the Mbessa, looking so strong on the carries. The Equalizer is going to get dropped just to pad the damage numbers a little bit, but FlyQuest will eventually knock this Nexus down and claim game 1 against Dignitas.
Really good stuff, especially from the flank.
But around 20-30% of pro games are on hit Varus, so that is always a possibility if they feel like, hey, we need more damage. It's going to be Gnar on the other side for Photon. I actually kind of quite like this this matchup for Sion. I feel like it's pretty easy to stabilize in this matchup and then just kind of become that
punishment on the Shen jungle. Again, the nerf after the
They're going to dive. They're going to try to set this up. Griffin has to cancel the base. He's going to come over here. Good binding initially, but Masu has no flash. He's going to get burst down. It will be a trade kill back. Griffin going to get the Krugs.
Into Jin, into FBI.
And look at that buy, as this is going to be a nice setup here. Cryogen going to pop the Magical Journey, try to get back, hits the double binding. He does have his flash, does have to use it, but he's going to be knocked up, and there's no way out now. The Blast Cone taken away. XU gets a kill. Beautifully play, right? It's a tier versus a serrated Dirk, so that is rough. And Masu Cryogen, you know, have been a really good 2v2 in this league. We can see Gatgos in a lot of trouble. He is very far up. Photon's just going to flash over and then block the charge. The flash is there, but Photon doesn't hit the boomerang, barely misses on Gatgos. That slow might have been enough to get him a kill.
All right, flash for flash plus ult trades here though, and he's going to use the shield to try and get this.
Yeah, that was making me a little bit nervous there for Gatgos. And now XU down towards that bot side, and there is the root setting him up. Cryogen in trouble here once again. Griffin in the area, but I don't think it matters. Another kill on the bot side. Ignar is on fire. He's just setting them up time and time again.
Yep, camp bottom lane. If you've got the Alistar playmaking, then you should use it. XU camping bottom side, Ignar creating the plays for the team. They get the pick, they get the objective afterwards as well. And Dignitas, they're always good for one, Azael. At least one in a series. Starting out with a
gauge as that Spiraling Spear misses on those early Shen ults. It is so punishing for the Shen because the cooldown is just forever. As the Chains of Corruption going to get popped. Ignar is not 6, and he may have gone too far. Slowed down and killed by Masu. He really 1-6 on the Sion. You know, they are winless with him on tank so far this year. But you also have to take into consideration Quad is 9-1 on the Hwei. So which is more powerful?
When numbers fight each other.
Exactly. The curse of the Gatgos tanks or the blessing of the Quad carries here. Griffin shadow dashing out.
They might not leave it up to any of the FlyQuest members as Dragon stacking continues. Griffin wants to steal it.
Has no smite yet, and it didn't have that smite as it went down. Just came up afterwards. They're going to see if they can try to chase down XU, though. On the side, Barra starting to poke away. Palafox getting some good damage down onto Quad. as XU with that crescent guard absorbing everything. Griffin has to run for it. Will he be able to get out? Flashes over the wall. The curtain call not going to connect onto him. Chains of Corruption lands onto XU as Masu knocks him down, and in the pit, Cryogen going to pay the price. He falls, but Palafox incredibly low. He's going to get hit down surely by Gatghost, but he can't catch up. Masu trying to come in around the side and finish him off. Photon is going to go Mega and gets the Gnar into the wall, knocks one down. Quad trying to trade it back. Great flash back, and is going to be able to get him with the Crushing Maw. Gatghost, Masu, the rest of the team chasing in. Flash forward as Masu gets another and goes on a killing spree. And just like
loves using this Fog of War, wrap around to some of these crazy flank angles.
Masu going to get pinched on both sides. In comes Ignar, going to look to knock him back as he gets rooted up by FBI. He's got nowhere to go. The stand united does not even complete, as that is the first one of the game, I believe, from Griffin, and not going to be enough to keep him safe. They just pinched him on both sides.
Yeah, nice Hex flash from Ignar. We have the Sion ult.
Gatghost coming in, crashing into the wall, though, as XU is running for the hills. Gatghost taking a ton of damage from Azir on the side. Quad and Cryogen going to try to keep him safe, but he gets knocked back by the Emperor's Divide. They're turning around on a Palafox. He gets stunned into his own wall and knocked back for a trade kill. That one likely not worth it there for Palafox, but in the meanwhile, Photon is getting paid on the bot side. Look how far ahead he is getting on this Gnar.
Yeah, that allows Gnar the split push. I definitely don't think that was worth as far as going into to ult back the Sion. Maybe they could just keep hitting the Sion and push him out. They already had advantage there with the extra one and some pretty good positioning. If you just keep your range and keep on hitting, a lot safer, but sacrificing one extra there, giving back a kill, still, if they can get the front to back here. Sion ultimate from bottom side.
XU gonna go in. There's the Crescent Guard getting popped. Masu flashes back over the wall. Curtain Call gonna get popped here. Squad is taking a lot of damage on the side, but in comes Gatghost, and now the knockup is straight into Dignitas. Crashes into them. The Tempered Fate and the root to follow it up there onto Photon, and now Photon is into a bounce house. He is getting knocked up, knocked down. Palafox forced to retreat on the side as the Magical Journey from Cryogen here, bringing Gatghost over to try to chase after him. They chunk out Palafox, and that should be the Dragon, as this time Gatghost has the drifting skill to find a great engage.
It's Gatghost tank, baby, all the way to the bank, and they're able to win that one. That was beautiful, right down the river. Hits them both on the counter engage. Bard, you know, trying to figure out the side lanes here for them, and that is huge value. So much damage onto Palafox. They push him completely out of lane again. Teleports towards mid, though.
Yeah, Griffin could be in a little bit of trouble as Palafox comes in. Nice flash, though, from Griffin. Gets over the Emperor's Divide. Masu using the Herald just to try to escape. He does grab it. Are you a fan of these Rocket Belt builds?
Honestly, I am, because wait.
Oh, nice knock back. Quad gonna have to flash away as he's tanking that tower up. Palafox getting a bunch of damage down. In comes Gatghost. Palafox flashes to the side, but gets bound into the wall, and Gatghost makes him pay for it. Photon and XU, though, chasing in. Quad has to be careful. The curtains are gonna get called here. Quad is out of range, and Tempered Fate is gonna interrupt it, and Sion is just tanking up so much damage. There's no Azir to get the damage done. XU knocked up. Gatghost walking forward. Not a care in the world as Wei comes back from the base. FlyQuest moving forward. Ignar trying to find a combo here. Does get chipped low. Gatghost still moving in. Is Cryogen going to pop the Magical Journey? XU is low. Has to run for it. Dignitas pushed back. It looked like it was going to be a good play here from Palafox, but FlyQuest survive and are going to win the Dragon and the tower off of that team fight.
He really wanted to finish off Quad there. He really wanted to finish off the way. Flashes forward, but honestly, I say Giga Brain Gatghost, so you don't have to build MR if the Azir is dead.
Masu, you know, piercing arrows and these artillery fire shots coming down constantly. Again, connecting in onto FBI. They finally knock down the tower this time.
Have flash, because you really need it to make the engage onto this range advantage that the Quay and the Varus
has a bit of prio here around mid, so we'll see if they want to try to look for a play. Palafox trying to threaten on the side as Ignar is rushing forward here. And they will be able to knock down the tower as Ignar just getting this damage rained down on him constantly from Quad, who probably has the death cap on this base. And I think Quad has just been having a great game.
Yeah, he certainly has. He needed to be the big carry, and he has. Death cap completed, 3-item power spike, just in time for the Dragon fight. All right, Quad is walking over through the jungle right now. Dignitas are trying to burn down the Baron, though.
Ignar channeling the Hex Flash. Is he going to go for it? Photon on the side has the Mega Gnar charged up. Ignar is very low, and now Palafox tanking some damage. Photon getting marked here by Gakkos as they're going to go in. The Crescent Guard gets popped. The Spiraling Spear as well. Masu trying to retreat back is on the side. Ignar and Photon are battling against Cryogen. Cryogen trying to get out of there. He survives for now as the Dragon is taken by Dignitas. The Tempered Fate is going to whiff. Gakkos is in some trouble on the side here. Pops his ultimate to try to buffer the CC, but Exu is chasing in. He's in on the Quad. The shields are massive on Quad, but they won't quite be enough as FBI running from Gakkos and Griffin. Palafox pumping the damage out, shifts in onto Masu. Masu stands and fights, but can't finish him off. Griffin, taunt, flash, gets the kill back. And on the side, it's FBI and Ignar. A beautiful binding is going to get cleansed there by FBI, but he just has no damage. His 4-shot can't even break the shield from Gakkos, and he is getting chased. He's got the flash. He may have to use it. Cryogen going to look. He flashes forward, gets bound up. It's going to be a trade, but it's just a support for the life here of FBI, who eventually will get knocked down. Jin can do nothing against the FlyQuest.
It's only 2 minutes on the next Dragon already. We're about to have a banger in the side lane, maybe.
Photon gonna be able to dodge out on that. Masu getting down here, but Masu struggling to get in range, and Dignitas are just starting up the Baron. You can see FlyQuest trying to get up there and respond to the other side. The Chain Corruption going to get flashed away from, so Photon absorbs the pressure. He's TPing up there, and they're going to secure the Baron here in the face of the 3 FlyQuest members. Masu is trying to get up here. They have the double TP, so he does arrive. Griffin forced back, has the Shadow Dash defensively. The Redemption comes down. Cryogen's in trouble. Magical Journey out to safety. Photon on the side is trying to chase in on the back line as Gakkos is just sectioned off. He is slowly getting whittled down on, but look at the fear from Quad. Palafox tries to go for the big play, but he is terrified by Quad and taken down. The Tempered Fate just clipped FBI, and this could be the fight that breaks the back of Dignitas. What a beautiful play there from Quad as Gakkos wants even more. The Stand United to rise. Photon falls. Exu set running. Gakkos going to be able to tank up the tower as FlyQuest has a massive play from their mid laner.
Quad reads them like a book, and FlyQuest stuffed the play completely. Even with the Baron buff, Dignitas are losing everything. Their base doesn't stand a chance.
They're just marching in here. They do have the Baron buff, but it's only their jungler and support to try to defend. FlyQuest looks like they're just going to take the inhibitor and back off. They want to try to play for the play. I mean, he just wants it too bad. We're right back to live, but it's a fight breaking out. Photon might get burst down. He's trying to get into the Mega. The bar is almost fully charged up. Gakkos peeling on the side, and Quad makes no mistake. Knocks him down. The Tempered Fate won't find any as Gakkos charges in. It's a double knock-up on the front line, and they get crushing Maud together as Griffin is delivered to the back line. FBI is in trouble. Dignitas are in shambles. It's Palafox trying to knock down Masu, but he doesn't have the juice to do it. Exu is back with a GA. It's a taunt, it's a flash, it's a knockdown Azir. Exu in a 1v3, trying to survive, taunted up, knocked up. Cryogen running, trying to stay alive. They will eventually be able to knock him down. And it is an open mid lane here. FlyQuest will push. They don't have their carries though. The respawn timers are quite long. I don't know if they can end the game. Photon's up in 15.
Yeah, as is Ignar. I think they can just make time because only tanks are left up for FlyQuest. Still, it's another banger of a team fight, and it's going to result in the 3rd Dragon for FlyQuest. We're going the distance.
I mean, we just jumped straight out of the replay into another fight, but I'm still kind of like focused on that replay where I feel like Gakkos was sectioned from the whole team.
Yeah, you have time.
Could just hit the Scion and you win the fight for free.
It's another instance of you have time. And again, you got to play.
Hydra has been completed for Gakkos, so now the Scion actually has some damage, so you can't just ignore him. If he runs past the Azir in onto this Jhin, he is going to be a problem. And this now has that full buy as Photon takes a ton of damage. That was just the Titanic proc off of a ward. Did about 20% of Photon's health there. Gakkos, very tanky, level 19. Exu took so much free damage there from Masu. As he tried to get in. Griffin slowly working down this Baron, but that is going to take forever for him to kill. Exu is aware of it, has the GA back up and available, but look at Dignitas, they're just constantly getting poked as they try to walk in. Ignar is incredibly low now, 20%, sidesteps that damage coming in from Quad, but he's going to have to potentially go back from base, and now the Baron is in danger of just getting knocked down. Dignitas can't even find a way in. Griffin's still just tanking this up. FlyQuest pushed them back, beautifully secured.
And that's just a full tank Shen and his pet. full tank Shen and his little pet here, while the rest of the team is
slow and steady wins the race.
Is doing poke damage. gets the job done. And honestly, that was faster and steady than I thought it was going to be.
Fast and steady wins the race too.
Yeah, medium medium speed there maybe, at least for him and his pet damage, working out quite nicely for Griffin and FlyQuest, because it allows your damage members to do poke damage and to push off the enemy team the whole time. So they're not necessary to pump all their spells into the Baron while you're doing it that way.
Cool.
FBI
takes one arrow there from Masu, and he is sent back. Ignar getting hit hard. XU and Palafox, though, looking for a flank. Palafox going to try to go for a big play, potentially here once again. Photon coming in, but he has no Narbar whatsoever. Ignar is incredibly low, and Ignar has to flash back to safety, running away as XU goes in, pops the Crescent Guard, and it's a deletion of Masu. It's all up to Quad now. Palafox playing it slower, trying to go forward. He flashes in. He looks for Quad, but Quad flashed over the wall, and now XU is getting knocked down. Gakko's finally going to be finished off. Dignitas are winning the fight, but Quad on the side trying to make it happen here. Quad and Griffin have got to get out of there. They've got to get back to base. They are the only two members alive, but Ignar has found Griffin, and they're going to try to chase him down. The Deadly Flourish comes in. Palafox has arrived. Griffin is going to be killed off. Quad is going to get back to base, so it won't be a game ender, but it is a big-time play, a big-time fight for Dignitas, as they should eventually be able to get the Shen.
Yeah, and they should be able to get the Dragon Soul as well.
Stand United, stand United. He's out!
He's out, but they lose the soul. You lose a huge objective. With how long these fights...
Wait, it's going down slow. Can he get there in time? Griffin's running straight for it. They're going to try to burst it.
He has flash!
He has flash. He can actually go for this here. He doesn't have the vision yet. He's going to taunt in. He sees it getting low. They can pull off it. Quad is trying to help him finish, but he's forced to flash back defensively. Photon pushes him out.
Oh, with how long these fights are, Ocean Soul can do so much work in these extended fights. Dignitas, never say it's over if Dig are still breathing.
Was that just the fourth shot from the curtain call from FBI? Because Masu got exploded. Ignar gonna get caught out here. They're gonna look for a pick onto him. He's taunted up, does pop the Unstoppable Force. He's trying to survive here. Looking to just try to back up, but he's getting CC down. Palafox again going into the back line, but this time he is hit by Masu. He is hit by Quad. Palafox still surviving on the side. It's a level 20 Gnar looking for the flank. It's XU in the middle of the entire team. It's Masu standing and fighting with a double kill. It's a GA being popped. It's FlyQuest with blinking health bars, but everyone is still alive. Again, Dignitas go for the big play. FBI flashes in, gets hit by the crushing maw. He takes him out. FlyQuest, against all odds, win the fight against the Ocean Soul. Dignitas crumbles under the pressure. They tried to go for too much, and they are going to regret that one big time.
First of all, what are these Hui shields? These are massive Hui shields, and FlyQuest, they are going to stay strong despite the Ocean Soul to finish it 2-0.
I cannot believe it. FlyQuest, it looked like they were out of this game, but Dignitas tried to go too far, look for the big play, and FlyQuest outplay them in the fight once again and will take the series 2-0.
And Masu hit the last Q onto Pal